you very much. The preparation for Kenya to become part of the international biotechnology enterprise began way back in the late 90s. That is when we negotiated the Cartagena Protocol on biosafety. After that, Kenya became a signatory in 2000 and also ascended to the protocol in 2003. So from that time, we have been building a national framework for regulating genetically modified organisms. And therefore, to say that this has come just today or tomorrow or just the other day is not correct. We have been building a regulatory framework. We developed our biotechnology development policy in 2006, and then we enacted the Biosafety Act in 2009. Then we developed a raft of regulations that explain how to go about conduct of business, both at the research stage and also at the commercial release stage, so that we are able to deploy this technology. In essence, therefore, the lifting of the ban that happened a few months ago, it didn't come just in one morning. It is a result of a long-term development of capacity. What we have seen in the presentations that have been shown here is that we have institutional capacity spread out across different institutions, KEFIS, KEBS, Kenya Bureau that is the Kenya Bureau of Standards, the National Commission for Science and Technology. So capacity is spread out, including our own research institutions, and therefore we have been progressively building capacity. And the rollout or even the discussion that is going on hasn't begun yesterday.
Are there any security concerns that you have been able to discuss in this meeting? What's the way forward?
We have discussed food security and the role of agricultural biotechnology to contribute to the food security situation. Now, this is not to say that GM technology or GMOs or biotechnology is the silver bullet that will solve all problems. It is an additional tool in the farmer's toolkit. So the farmer will still use fertilizer, the farmer will still weed his crop, the farmer will still take care of his crop, but we are saying an additional technology, an additional tool in his toolkit to be able to address certain constraints like insect pests and drought and possibly other constraints. Now, in terms of the broader security that you have mentioned, the convention that governs biosecurity is different from what we implement. That is governed by the Convention on Biological Diversity, and the focal point for that is here, is the National Commission for Science, Technology and Innovation. But basically is to say that when we carry out safety assessment as NBA, we look even at the socioeconomics. We ask ourselves, is this of socioeconomically importance to us? And that is one of the things that we are addressing here in terms of safety and security.
Anything else that you want to add?
What I would want to say is that over the last 2 days and today, we have seen an array of capacity in the country. I want to encourage Kenyans to have confidence in our local institutions. What is coming out is one, there is low levels of public awareness, and there is nobody to blame really for that. And two, there is also a level of lack of confidence or trust in us or in ourselves and our institutions. So it's a rallying call to Kenyans to know that which as NBA we have taken through the risk assessment process and certified as safe. It is indeed safe. And what Kenyans are asking basically is to have a meal, and they want to be assured of safety. And that is my role and our role as the National Biosafety Authority. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The knowledge that has come out of our institutions over the last 3 days is amazing. In fact, we did not know as a committee that we have so much capacity. We've always been wondering, and when you comment, personally I've commented and said, we have capacity in KEFIS, but I did not know the nature of capacity in KEFIS. We have some capacity in Kari and so on, Karo. But let me say that our institutions are competent, our scientists are competent, they can isolate any gene. In fact, they are moved from what we call what you call recombinant to what they are calling gene sequencing, which means they are at the top of the world. They actually are doing a very good job, and we need to trust them. They are good. We don't trust them here. They can go get jobs anywhere, and anywhere in the globe, and they can do a better job out there, well facilitated. So what I would like to say is that our government needs to think about supporting our research and equity. And not only the research, even the regulatory agencies like now the National Biosafety Authority, they need money to take out information to the people so that you can have information, the correct information, and in their correct version coming to the people, other than people guessing and when they are talking to Kenyans and giving them their personalized opinion. Our principle of organizing this particular meeting and consultative workshop was one must come with real evidence, verifiable evidence. We don't want to hear stories, we don't want to hear presuppositions, we don't want to hear what somebody imagines or thinks. Bring us evidence. If you are doing research, tell us this is what I've done, this is what I've isolated, this is what I've combined, and this is what I've gotten as a result. And these are the effects on the human and the effects on the environment. And we have heard it from our Kenyan scientists. So we trust them. There's need for us to trust them.
Chairman, in terms of you just said research and development, when you look at the money that goes into research, it is quite big.
Yes,
something, and maybe what could you do as a committee in Parliament?
My suggestion, I remember one time the late former President Kibaki said that research should actually take 2% of the national budget. We are extremely far from that. So we need to look at science and technology development in this country and give it requisite funding. We have many and very well qualified research scientists, but they're not enabled to do their work. So again, we have a lot of research funded by external bodies. When you are funded from somewhere, you respond to whatever that person tells you, or that country tells you. So some of the products, again, may not be as much targeted to Kenya as it were. So we need to focus on funding our research so they can be the anchor to development in this country. They are very innovative. They are coming up with very exciting, innovative products which can help this country to grow faster than it is growing.
One more question on there have been calls to review some acts. There is the Plant Varieties Act, there is the Intellectual Property Act. And how are you going to fast track this? Because from this meeting, it's fast track them.
We have agreed with the CEOs of different institutions who are participating today, because today we are listening to government agencies, and we had more than 12 CEOs here, and they have clearly told us, we have agreed that the next thing is to look to go into what we have said about your institutional, legal or regulatory framework. If we have seen that the plant varieties act needs to be reviewed, there is an institution on which this is anchored. They are the ones to start the first steps, to make the first steps. They consult us as a committee. We shall see how we can have fast track within the National Assembly and then the Senate. So the idea is that they, first of all, bring it up, and then we shall pick it up from there and move on very fast. Because if we say the committee is going to think about this, the committee is very busy looking at many other things. But if they can do it, then it will be faster. Because the laws that go very fast are the ones that originate from the executive, for instance, or the committee itself. When they bring it from executive, we shall take it as an executive proposition. It will be an executive, bill or legislative proposal, and we shall drive it as fast as it is possible.
You have not had any dissenting voice from government agencies. It seems that there is a case between government versus private sector, or maybe other parties.
I think what there is, what we had asked them is that we don't want positions, because we also came here clean. We said we have a clean slate, we want to fill it. We do not want positions, we don't want anybody to come and sell their idea here. What we wanted is the facts as they are, then we can be able to make a decision as a committee. And that is probably why they did it. They just told us exactly what they are doing. In any case, government institutions are not driving anything. So they just told us the kind of work they're doing, how they're progressing in their work, and what they think is the way forward.
So how long will it take us to commercialize the PTBs when the ban is?
Good, thank you.